They keep telling us it's simple: legal, illegal, order, chaos, good people, bad people. They say it's not about race. They always say that right before they make it about race. Because the border isn't just a line, it's a spotlight. And whoever they aim it at becomes the face of the problem. Not the billionaire who signs the checks. Not the company that can't find workers while quietly paying cash under the table. Not the industries that run on undocumented labor as a generator runs on gas. No, they aim the spotlight at the people, walking in the dust, at the moms holding kids and the men holding hope, and they name them criminal, rapist, murderer, invasion, in mass, like you can slap one label on millions of lives and call it national security, and the crowd starts to hate a silhouette. Not a person, a silhouette. Because fear is cheaper than facts, and it sells better. Then, in the same breath, they open another door, a different door, quietly, carefully, with soft hands. A special door, a door with paperwork, cameras, and speeches about compassion. And it's for a very specific group of people. White people from another country, Afrikaners, named, chosen. They don't just say refugees. They say race-based discrimination. They say victims. They say humanitarian. And then the number slips out almost casually. A processing target. Up to $4,500 a month. Do the math. That's $54,000 a year if they find enough takers. $54,000. Now, I want you to listen to the way this country talks out of both sides of its mouth. On one side, America first. On the other hand, we're going to promote the resettlement of a specific white group. On one side, we have to hunt down illegals. They're taking your jobs. On the other, we're not going to talk about the companies, the ones actually handing them the jobs. Because here's the harsh truth. Nobody wants on a bumper sticker. Undocumented workers are not the engine, they are the fuel. The engine is demand, American companies, a whole economy that loves cheap labor. Like it's a guilty pleasure. Pay them under the table, skip payroll taxes, cut corners, undercut. American workers then point at the worker and call him the criminal. It is a magic trick. They scream at the illegal, but the employer stays clean. The CEO stays clean. The brand stays clean. And it's not because it's impossible to enforce. It's because it's inconvenient. There are laws against knowingly hiring unauthorized workers, but enforcement against employers has been rare, and prosecutions have been tiny compared to the size of the market. So the raids become theater. They take the workers. They don't take the people who profit. They deport the labor and keep the job opening, and then the cycle repeats over and over. Even government data nerds admit this part. During certain years, more than a quarter of people caught at the border were repeat crossers. Not because everyone's addicted to crossing a desert for fun, because when you eject someone quickly, without touching the demand that pulled them here, the same magnet keeps working. You can deport a person. You can't deport a paycheck. And here's where the cruelty gets even more precise. Some of the very people being hunted pay taxes here. Not maybe, not some billions. One major estimate put undocumented immigrants' tax contributions at $96.7 billion federal, state, and local taxes in 2022. So imagine the message: pay into the system, but don't speak, don't ask for help. Don't call the police, don't complain, and if we find you, you're gone. That's not law and order, that's extraction. And the story they tell the public is always the same. They're taking your jobs. They're draining your resources. They're criminals. But the story carefully avoids the real culprit, the supply chain of exploitation. Because if they ever told the full truth, they'd have to say this: the border isn't only being overrun, it's being stocked. Stocked by farms, hotels, meatpacking plants, construction crews, kitchens, and cleaning services. Stocked by businesses that want cheap labor and plausible deniability. And while they keep the public angry at the worker, the bosses keep saving money. That's why the focus never stays on the supply, because the supply has lobbyists. The supply has donors. The supply has lawyers, workers have ankles, and here is the part that makes everything glow: radioactive. Race is real when it protects white people. Race is imaginary when it indicts power at home. When a white group abroad is framed as suffering, suddenly race-based discrimination becomes urgent policy. When Black Americans talk about race here, suddenly it's divisive. When brown migrants are the topic, suddenly it's crime. Two doors, two labels. One door says victim, the other says criminal. And the difference between those doors isn't paperwork, it's color. So if you're asking how we're not supposed to see racism in this, how are we supposed to unsee it? Not the old racism with torches, the new kind, the kind with spreadsheets and press releases, the kind that builds a welcome quota for the right refugees, while hunting the wrong workers who keep your economy running. And the darkest truth, this is not about who belongs, it is about who gets to be human while they decide, because in this America, the spotlight doesn't just show you, it sentences you. It's not just about who gets in, it's about who gets to be human on the way in. One door is labeled criminal, the other door is labeled victim, and the difference between the two is not paperwork, it is skin color.